Do you want to pass the first certificate in English? Today I'm going to give you some essential tips to pass part 4 of the FCE speaking exam. I'm going to give you example questions and answers and go over what the examiners are looking for. Keep watching until the end of the video for my must-see, most important tips for succeeding part 4 of the FCE speaking exam. If you've not seen my videos for FCE speaking part 1, 2 and 3, I recommend you click at the top right hand side of the screen or the link down below. I'm going to help you not just pass, but you guessed it, pass with a better grade. Don't forget to turn the subtitles on so you can follow along. Let's get started. What happens in part 4 of the FCE speaking exam? The FCE speaking exam lasts around 14 minutes. FCE speaking part 4 lasts 4 minutes. So what do you have to do in FCE speaking part 4? This part of the FCE speaking test is known as the discussion. Here the examiner directs the interaction by asking questions relating to what was discussed in part 3. It gives candidates the opportunity to discuss further and in more depth the topic and requires the candidates to evaluate rather than just give information. The open questions are here so that you have a freer way to express your opinion and show off your language. So in my video on FCE speaking part 3, we saw this question. And in part 3, the candidates have to discuss the question using the prompts for help. Here the question is, why might students want to learn to do these skills? Number 1, speak another foreign language. 2, play a musical instrument. 3, cook a meal. 4, play a sport. 5, draw well. So what could be the questions in part 4? Do you think classes like these would be popular with students? For me, learning a new skill is better than doing nothing. I like learning new things and not wasting time. These answers are good, but how can we make them better? Here you should give your opinion and extend your answers, giving examples and reasons why you think the way you do. So it would be better to add more information. I tend to waste time when I have nothing to do, watching videos on the internet or watching TV. Whereas, if I'm learning something new, I could discover a new passion or learn to do something really useful. With the second answer, you could justify your answer. I like learning new things and not wasting time. So justify your answer. Time flies by so fast, so why not learn new things like speaking another language? That could help you in the future. That has to be worthwhile. Another typical follow-on question could be, how important do you think it is for people to try new activities? If you don't try an activity, how do you know if you like it? You could extend your answer. I had never played an instrument and then I decided to take up the guitar. I loved it. I would never have known that if I hadn't tried it. Here we get to show the examiner a phrasal verb to take up an activity and show them the third conditional. This would be very impressive. Why do you think some people don't like to try new things? In my opinion, people don't like change. Here you can improve your answer by giving an example. My friend has always played basketball and wasn't interested in playing football. He didn't want to change club and make new friends. Another question could be, a lot of people like doing sport after school. Do you think this is a good thing? I do agree, it's good to be active. How could you improve this answer? You can justify your opinion because being active is good for your health and is a great way to keep fit. Your answer is more detailed with the conjunction because you use some relevant vocabulary such as health and keep fit, so you're able to show the examiner more of what you're capable of. Finally, what do students enjoy doing after school in your country? Most students just do their homework. So again, how could you improve this answer? You could evaluate the situation, which is a shame as it's good to have a balanced lifestyle of homework and physical activity. This is a much better answer as it shows your ability to reflect on the question. Here is another example of the Speaking Part 3 question. Question: why would these ideas attract more tourists to the town? Number 1, building a large nightclub. 2, putting up security cameras. 3, having more shops. 4, providing parks. 5, building holiday flats. What do you think could be the questions for Speaking Part 4 following this collaborative task? Do you think you have to have a lot of money to have a good holiday? A good answer would be, not necessarily, though it helps to have money to pay for plane tickets, but it's more important to have fun people. Do you think people have enough time these days? A good answer would be, no, because in order to earn money, you have to work longer and longer hours. Why do you think people like to go on holiday? A good answer would be, I guess people like to get far away from their everyday lives and leave their problems behind. What can people do to have a good holiday in your country? People can visit many attractions, go sightseeing in the cities, discover the countryside and taste the fantastic local dishes. If you talked about cities and the countryside in Part 3, you might get asked these sort of questions. What are the disadvantages of living in a big city? Why do you think some people choose to live in the centre of cities? What is special about your capital city? Some people say that living in a city can be very lonely. What do you think? Would you prefer to live in a very modern city or an old one with lots of history? Is there a city you'd like to visit in the future? To prepare for the exam, you could think of some good vocabulary for each common topic. For instance, holidays and tourism, sightseeing, attractions, a trip, to get away on holiday, to turn up somewhere, to stop over. For shopping, you could use bargain, department store, shopping malls, variety, window shopping, browsing, on offer. For the environment, to conserve energy, resources, recycle, public transport, turn down the heating, cut down on waste, pollution, carbon footprint, endangered species. So remember to react to what your partner says. What do you think? How about you? Remember you're marked on how you communicate and interact, but balance the time with expressing your opinion and interacting with your partner. Keep on topic. What do you say if you can't think of anything to say? Make up your answer. Invent it. The examiner is looking at your English and will not mind if it's not actually true. So how are you assessed? As discussed in my videos for speaking part 1, 2 and 3, you're assessed on 1. Grammar and vocabulary at a B2 level. 2. Discourse management, which I discuss in more detail in FCE speaking part 2. Click the link down below or at the end of the video. 3. Pronunciation. You must be intelligible and try to sound interested and enthusiastic about what you discuss. And finally, 4. Interactive communication. So here are my essential tips for the FCE speaking exam. Most importantly, listen carefully to the tasks you have to do and your partner's answer so you can react to what they say and keep the conversation going. Show you're interested in what your partner says, which is really important, so you interact with the partner and the examiner. Move the conversation forward by taking control of the conversation. Eye contact is very natural. Body language is important, encouraging your partner and showing enthusiasm and engagement. Remember to paraphrase when you don't know a word to avoid getting stuck. So don't spend time struggling. Find a way to express what you want to say. It's used for, it looks like. And remember to ask questions if you don't understand. You won't be penalised for that. Try and overcome your nerves. It's maybe easier said than done. And lastly, practice, so you know how long a minute is. Practice with a timer, talking about common subjects such as holidays, food, tourism, school, education. So now it's quiz time. You and your partner have 4 minutes to discuss and develop further the topics introduced in FCE Speaking Part 3. True. You have 4 minutes to develop ideas introduced in Part 3. 2. You may be asked to react to ideas and opinions which the other candidate expresses. True. So remember to listen to what they say so you can react naturally. 3. This part tests your ability to express and justify opinions, agree and disagree. True. This is the part of the exam that gets you to freely express your opinion and show off what you can do. Finally, good luck. You now know how to pass Speaking Part 4 of the FCE certificate. Please like this video if you found it useful and comment down below. Also, for more videos, subscribe to my channel, Oxford English Now.